afternoon. Welcome. Join us and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Welcome to our September 1st meeting. First thing on the agenda is the minutes for February 18th and March the 3rd, 2015.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The claims from August 6th, August 13th, August 20th, and August 27th, 2015.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the claims. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And payroll, August 10th and August 24th, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then the employee benefit fund distribution for August 2015.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, officers and department heads, Sharon Lippens, ITS Director, Adams Remco, copier maintenance agreement, Prosecutor's Child Support Division, and we're going to do an RFQ for copy machine hardware maintenance, desktop network printer maintenance, and toner for use in county government. Hi, Sharon. So, prosecutor needs another machine?
No, they already have it. You approved it at the last meeting, but because it was an emergency at the time, we got the equipment really quick. We didn't get the maintenance done at the same time, so this is just a follow-up to the equipment you already approved at your last meeting. This is the maintenance side of it, which is paid out of the department's fund based on their usage, so just as a formality that you need to approve it.
I'll make the motion to accept the Adams Remco copier maintenance agreement for the Prosecutor Child Support Division.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And an RFQ for copy machine hardware maintenance, desktop network printer maintenance, and toner for use in Porter County government.
This has been a big project that I've been working on for quite some time. This is going to re-advertise for a exclusive vendor for copy machine acquisition as well as maintenance. And then I've added two other options. One is a desktop or local type printer maintenance and toner, and one is a toner only. Right now, the IT department takes care of printer maintenance. This would be a way for us to maybe get some value add and get them to come out and take care of these things so we don't have to take care of them. Sometimes they don't come out in a timely fashion, and we end up taking care of it anyway, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I figured we'd see where the figures come in. And then the second part is a toner-only side, so it would leverage all of the equipment that we have outside of copy machines, so it would be network printing, desktop printing, and leverage the toner for that across our entire fleet to hopefully get a better price than just everybody buying their separate toners as they need them.
In the consolidation of the printers that we've done over the last 6 years or so, are we down to maybe 3 or 4 different types of toner? No, we still have them.
The problem is, as each person's needs are different, some need to print legal, some need to print, 11 by 17, some need to print envelopes, you have specialties, some need to have fax and copy capability, some just need print. You end up with all different brands, all different models, and not only that, but every 6 months, HP, Epson, Canon, Brother come out with a new model, and they use a different toner. So even if you standardized at one point, it would only be good for a short period of time, and they end up with all different toners anyway. So that's why I try and tell the offices, do not stock up on toner, because half the time you're not going to use it. Just buy it as you need it, keep one in the machine use, one on the shelf. Don't go crazy. So the RFQ is a request for quote because we are specifying a specific brand or manufacturer, which is why it's not an RFP. And it's quite extensive as far as the agreement to make sure that the county is protected, to make sure that we get a reputable dealer that can service us and has their staff trained, as well as meet certain response requirements as far as time frame, no additional charges. A lot of vendors, when they supply maintenance, you get a supply charge or a freight charge or delivery fee, and then the department's short $12 in the year. I've specifically said that any of those types of fees, they need to include those in there, even if they have to raise it when they give it to us, because when the department says, I got $500 a month for this, or a year, that's all they got. If it's $501, they can't pay it. So we want to make sure that departments know when they contract that they're covered, so hopefully we'll get some really good vendors in here. Adams Remco has been a great company for us. We've not really had a lot of complaints. We've had a few complaints, but, I mean, you're going to get that with anybody. But I do know some other companies out there that have just as high as a reputation, so I'm expecting to get some good quotes in here, and I think most of them will probably quote on the state QPA pricing, which is fine, so they should be very similar. But then the service part is where I think the vendors will stand out. So.
Very good.
On your quote, I just want to add that, you know, I know you're going to be getting quotes on the desktop machines, you said.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure that, you know, there's some discussion with regards to who gets a desktop printer and where they go, because if it were up to every employee in here, they'd all have a desktop computer.
They pretty much do.
Well...
Printer, you mean?
Printer.
Yes.
Right.
They pretty much do.
Well, I think that's something that down the road we need to start moving away from and getting more to centralized printing. We do it in our office. It's a small office, but it's not that more time. It's just much more efficient. And I really, from my perspective, as this comes forward here over the next 3.5 years, that's something that I'm going to be really looking at, because I think it's something, I mean, now don't get me wrong, I make a blanket statement like that, and then next thing you know, everybody in the building has their bow and arrow out. But I do think that there are places and times for desktop printing, especially in accounting and other things, but I also think that there's areas where it's not needed as well, too. So just throwing it out there.
I completely agree with you 100%, and I would be happy to make suggestions to places where we could implement that and maybe try and encourage, or maybe once we get through this, we'll have a little bit more data to highlight the cost versus network printing to say, if you're going to insist on this, you know, you're going to have to find the cost in your budget now instead of the commissioners covering it or something like that, so that they truly understand that this is not just somebody trying to tell them that there really is a cost involved to what they're doing, so.
Thank you.
Okay, so we need a motion then to approve the request to go out, and you've got a timeline for when you want them returned, and...
Yes, I have approximately 30 days, so it should come back for your first meeting in October, and then I'm assuming that we're going to get some varied responses, so then I noted in there that it is anticipated to be awarded in the second meeting of October to give a 2-week time frame for review.
Okay.
And I spelled that out in the legal notice.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, and, but that was it for you, okay? Very good. Vicki Urbanek, Porter County Auditor, Data Pit Stop, Inc. software program. Hi, Vicki.
Hello, Commissioner. Well, I have to apologize. When I asked to get on the agenda, I thought I'd be bringing before you a contract. And this particular company doesn't have a contract, probably because there's no ongoing maintenance charges, no support service charges. So I just have an invoice for you. But I wanted to bring it to your attention because there's a new program we're implementing, hopefully, and I'm kind of excited about it because we think that it's going to dramatically improve the way that the RO's office processes excise tax in preparation of settlement. Right now, the way that it works is that we spend lots and lots of hours among our very small staff looking up addresses to try to match excise tax transactions to taxing districts if it's not very clear-cut in the data. And it's very inefficient, it's tedious, it's time-consuming, it's open to a lot of errors, and this program is a major step in the right direction because it takes us into the 21st century and it allows a computer program to sort through the data, and it has about 3 different search functions one of which is with our LAO property tax system, but another one is with the voter registration system. So we can also use it for our homestead compliance program as well. And it's a one-time payment of $4,000. It's in use by it's in use by 54 counties in Indiana, and the ones that we've talked to, well, one county in particular just raved about this program. We can always go back to the way it is now. It's not like we're switching over a whole new system, but we're pretty excited about it.
This is software?
Yes.
And where's the money coming from?
I think we can probably take it from my general fund budget.
Okay.
It's a auditor, county-wide program that's going to help dramatically.
I really like that, especially if it doesn't cost us money.
Yeah. Oh, no, not at all.
Questions?
No.
Sounds like a good program.
Is there a
Make
motion?
the motion to accept the data pit stopping contract for $1,000.
And if you put a caveat on there, once you get the contract, if at first, before you enter into it, let the county attorney review it, please.
Yeah.
Well, we've since found out there is no contract. It is just the invoice.
Just the
So in a
purchase.
way,
Okay. All right.
you didn't need to approve it, but normally this would be a contract, and I would like the commissioners to approve it.
We have a motion on the floor, but has this software, do they do updates, or they're free updates, or they're...
Free support, we didn't talk about updates, but I believe that that's included in the support.
There's really nothing to update, but yeah, it's
I just heard software, so I just think I'm...
So a dollar sign?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Anything
Can
else?
I bring one other thing to your
Certainly.
attention, and I apologize for springing this on you. We just received notice that the state mileage reimbursement rate is dropping from 44 cents a mile to 40 cents per mile, and it's my understanding that according to the county manual, we in Porter County follow the state mileage reimbursement rate. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. If the commissioners or the council needs to take any kind of action to solidify this, but I think that the manual is pretty clear that we follow the state mileage reimbursement rate.
Gas prices go up and the reimbursement goes down.
Well, actually, according to the Department of Administration memo, it says that the reduction is because of decreases in fuel costs.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll adhere to the manual then.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I think federal's higher.
It is like 51 cents.
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
Okay, reports from Commissioner. First, Pam, do you want to come up and give us a little background about the ethics training that's been going on and where we're at with it?
So for the people in the audience that don't know it, the county is in a shared ethics commission with two other counties, LaPorte and Porter, LaPorte and
Lake.
Lake.
The state of Lake, yes.
And about 20 other cities and towns. So we've been in the process of having ethics training for our employees. And so far, we've had about 461 employees go through the training at about 13 locations, the earliest being at 6:30 a.m. at the county garage. Thank you, David James. I will have a makeup at the Expo Center on September 9th at 3 for anybody who couldn't make it, and I'll ask Sharon Lippens to send out an email to everyone to let them know. So that's where we stand there.
Okay. 400 and how many?
461.
Out of how many employees we have?
Well, I don't know. How many do we have? I see 750 on the website.
Yeah, I don't think it's that high anymore. I think it's right.
I don't know if it's that high.
640 something, I think, in that neighborhood right
So
now.
that's a pretty good percentage, and I think the people that haven't been able to make it are like, oh my God, I didn't make this. So I think people are taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of your work.
Yeah, and I want to just reiterate that this was something that we just kind of threw onto you as soon as you got here and isn't something that was of your own doing or something that was pulled out of the air, but is in fact being done because we're a member of the Shared Ethics Commission, and that this is something that, I mean, how could anyone argue against ethics training? So,
Right, and the Ethics Commission is going to survey employees in September. That's why we're trying to get it all done
Sure,
right away.
very good.
Okay?
Much
Thank you,
appreciated,
Pam.
thank you.
As long as we're doing updates, I just got one a little bit ago, in regards to, you know, the contentious subject of insurance that's always seems to be popping up around here. As of the 1st of September, that's today, we are $2 million ahead of where we were last year. So we have saved over $2 million in our insurance costs to date, due to the system that we implemented, so. Then we have our regular reports here. North District has LPA claim voucher 56, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Fort County Bridge 156 replacement in the amount of $1,800, $3,149.99, $847.66, $469.94, $1,880.02, $4,371.15, $9,695.11, $1,432.64, $21,741.50, $1,670.61, $25,930.72, and $23,349.69. Recommend approval.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. North District also has request permission to accept 2 newly constructed bridges into the county's inventory. The Gateway Boulevard bridges are located at the Urschel Laboratory site within the town of Chesterton. The new bridge inventory number is for a 21-foot wide aluminum box culvert that was placed in Johnson Ditch will be 1081. The new inventory number for the 145-foot concrete box beam bridge over Coffee Creek will be 1019. Both bridges were built to NDOT standards, and construction inspection were done on behalf of the county by Beam Longsett and Neff Engineering. Recommend approval and acceptance of maintenance bond number 9192874 in the amount of $518,780.40.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Center District.
LPA claim voucher 48 for Division Road and Smoke Road intersection improvement project in the amount of $1,011.07. Recommend approval. I make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Correspondence. We have on report the Treasurer's monthly report for July 2015. We have a request for approval by Sandra S. Porter Phillips, Porter Township School Teen Court Coordinator, to hold a teen court in Judge Tode's courtroom for the school year 2015 and 2016. Judge Tode has already given his approval. So moved. Motion.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a request for approval by the Northwest Indiana Cancer Kids Foundation to proclaim September 2015 Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Do we need to read that?
Yep. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. The proclamation reads, Proclamation Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, September 2015. Whereas in the past year, more than 18 Northwest Indiana children have been diagnosed with cancer in the past year. 3 children have lost their lives to cancer. And whereas childhood cancer is the #1 disease-related killer of kids in the United States, 1 in 5 children are terminal at diagnosis. 3 in 5 suffer life-altering impacts of treatment that significantly alter their quality of life. 1 in 285 children will be diagnosed with cancer before the age of 20. Whereas childhood cancer is on the rise, childhood cancers and adult cancers are different, yet we continue to use downsized adult cancer protocols on kids with many times devastating effects. The lack of childhood cancer research has tremendous impact to kids and significant cost to society now and in the future. And whereas despite these facts, childhood cancer research is vastly and consistently underfunded. Less than 4% of the National Cancer Institute's budget is solely dedicated to childhood cancer research. In 25 years, the FDA has initially approved only 2 drugs for any childhood cancer, and half of the chemotherapies used for children's cancers are over 25 years old. Whereas the incidences of childhood cancer is on the rise, with an estimated 15,700 children diagnosed every year, 43 per day in the United States alone. Of those 43 children per day, 8 will die. Whereas the incidence of cancer among adolescents and young adults is increasing at a greater rate than any other age group except those over 65 years of age. An estimated 2,900 children die each year of cancer in the United States alone. The average age of death for a child with cancer is 8, causing a child to lose 69 years of their expected life. Many adult cancers can be diagnosed early. In 80% of kids, cancer has already spread to other areas of the body by the time it is diagnosed. And whereas the causes of most childhood cancers are unknown, and at the present, childhood cancers cannot be prevented, and families who are or have been in treatment work tirelessly to change these alarming statistics. Now therefore, we, the Porter County Board of Commissioners, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the laws of the United States and the state of Indiana, do hereby proclaim that the month of September 2015 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Porter County. We call upon the people of Porter County to observe this month with appropriate involvement in activities focused on bringing awareness to the children in our community and our county with cancer. In witness hereof, we have hereunto set our hands the 18th day of August in the year of 2015. Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yes, about 3 minutes. These ladies standing here before you are all moms of childhood cancer. And the part you read about the research, I just want to, again, this year, encourage you to look up the Childhood Cancer Caucus and see how many of our Indiana representatives are not on it. I ask you to write them or email them just on behalf of our political base here in Northwest Indiana and encourage them to join that caucus. As you read, some of these cancers, there are no cures, and 3 of these moms sitting here with me did lose their children because there wasn't a cure. And so I just think that it's time to really step up. We're asking everybody, if you have a marquee, put it on your marquee. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Tell somebody. We have a lot of events going on just to bring that awareness. And we have some Porter County families that are stepping up. You're going to see some of those events next year in York County right here to help us bring it to light. We're working with the governor's office. We're working with Indiana Medicaid. We're working with national caucuses because it's just time. It's time for more for our children, the future of our country. So thank you, all of you, for recognizing us again this year. But these are children in your community, and we have lots here in Porter County. Mr. Sheridan's daughter is struggling right now with something that has a very poor outlook, but she is beating the odds, and we'll continue to pray that she does. But we really, really need your help, not just today, but we need you to write your congressman, and we need you to connect with the Appropriations Committee and say, fund those bills that are going to help our children.
No, thank you very much, and good luck in your fight. We have a request for approval by Michelle Clancy, Porter County Treasurer, to allow Heidi Childers, Maintenance Supervisor, and Judy Rubenson, Accounts Receivable at the Auditor's Office, to retrieve the money from the garage change box for deposit. This is just a change in procedure.
Okay, yeah, I told them they came before the meeting. They got for this.
No, they don't need to be here, but we need to approve it.
Okay, so moved.
Yeah. Motion, second. All those in favor, second by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Motion carries. Request for additional appropriation from the Commissioners. Fund 1112.2010, $32,683.97 to account 3680, drain maintenance, previously approved funding that needs to be reallocated to pay a new vendor for drainage and storm sewer projects.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Request for additional appropriation, Commissioners, Fund 1000.1030, $50,000 to account 3420, building liability comp coverage, estimated expense for the remainder of 2015.
Motion.
Is there a motion?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Anybody wish to address this body? Anyone? Anyone? Let's go to Plan Commission, Bob. Morning, Robert. Afternoon, I guess it is.
Afternoon.
This is second reading, is it?
Yes, this is second reading. This is Plan Commission Resolution 15-07, where we forwarded to the commissioners the floodplain ordinance, and prior to the commissioners meeting, the DNR asked me to make revisions. I've made those revisions. You all approved on first reading, and I had to take back to the Plan Commission since there were changes. The Plan Commission at their August 26th meeting approved the changes by an 8-0 vote, so it's back here for second and final reading.
Okay. Questions, comments? Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve on second reading. This, get a new number, will it, Michelle?
15-10.
15-10, 15-10. Motion and a second to approve the ordinance 15-10 on second reading. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thanks, Bob. Go to print.
Yes, now I get to send this to the DNR, and FEMA will stop sending us letters.
Yeah, thank goodness. Okay. One more time, anybody wish to address this body? Anyone? Going, we stand in recess.